it's always keeping open communication and always validating each other. Is that it's like I know a lot of people here, and but you walk down the street and you meet them, they put their head down, like they don't want to recognize you. But to validate and make people feel that they're seen and they've been heard, and that you really want to build a relationship, and at some point be an ally, is then um, we have to have that respect, even when we're not in meetings, in just meeting in a hallway and checking in with each other, that to make sure that um, each of us are in a good place.
I think it means getting together. I think it means creating places and spaces where everybody, especially Indigenous peoples, feel safe. And universities, as we know, have not always been those places, and we have to work hard to make sure that they are now and in the future.
I think reconciliation is a complicated issue in universities because universities are very culturally specific, and in this country they are derived very much from a Western tradition, so they are founded on Western epistemologies and assumptions. And I think one of the hardest things for people inside the university to do from the point of view of reconciliation is to put all of that, in a sense, to one side and to develop the capacity to listen and to acknowledge in the first instance the tragic history in this country of the residential schools and the colonial project that, whether we like it or not, underpins the existence of institutions like our own over time. So I think what's required for reconciliation is a high degree of self-awareness, and in the Western tradition, something that doesn't come all that easily in universities, and that's putting aside one's sense that one has the only valid perspective on an issue.
So a highlight of my academic life at Queen's over the last 7 years that I've been a student has actually been the classes that I've enrolled in that are part of Indigenous languages and culture programs at Queen's. So whether it's in my undergrad program through taking Anishinaabe, Moan courses, or later on in graduate studies taking Indigenous research methodologies, I really feel that those prepared me to be an ally and to be respectful in the ways that I engage with the Indigenous community, and that extends all year long. So I would encourage any Queen's student to keep that in mind during the next course selection. And even if it has nothing to do with your major, you can always find a course that you could take as an elective and learn something you might not have realized and build a connection to your discipline through that.
I think we have to make sure that we are available to the Indigenous community, that we're not hiding in our offices, that we are out visiting, that we're supportive of Indigenous students, Indigenous faculty, and the Indigenous communities around Kingston in their activities, in the ways that they want to make things better for the Queen's community and the Kingston community. I know I keep saying this again and again, but it really comes down to listening, and I would say standing together and being supportive, honoring promises, and that's a really big one. But it's really exciting work, it's really good work, and not only will our relationship with Indigenous people be better, we will be better too.
Just being really honest with each other is allyship and friendship and stuff like that is just just really being honest with one another and sharing, not only about work, but about football, hockey, things that are important besides our work, our families. Always be present, always validating each other um, with respect, and making things so that people see we're both respecting each other and caring about each other, and that we're building a relationship. And I say this because when you look at people as a race, is you're dividing us. But when you can look at another person as a human being, is then you're acknowledging that they're as valid as you are. They deserve to be acknowledged as much as you are, and that you continue to validate their words, their being, their positive actions, their positive behaviors, and help them when they're struggling. A lot of times when people are struggling, and I'm going to use death as one of the biggest things that people really fear away from. And we say condolences all the time, and in condolence to me is to condole somebody, is to show them love, show them that you care and you respect, and that you're willing to stand beside them and with them through anything.
Soaring with the eagle so high, feeling